Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is just a quick update on my Outriders video I did a few days ago. It's now the 5th of April, and as you can see from the footage in the background, I've actually been able to play the game, yay! Which, you know, I'm pretty happy about. But for those who don't really know what's going on, Outriders came out on the 1st of April, and before that there was a demo that was released to the public for everyone to play. And I really enjoyed the demo. I played it many times over, did all the missions many times over with all the different classes and stuff, and I just thought it was a really interesting thing. Now, I've seen some people say, oh, it's really generic looking. I guess if you've not played it and you just looked at a screenshot or something, you'd be like, yeah, that's the most generic thing I've ever seen in my life. But if you actually play it and go through it, it's really kind of intriguing. I don't know how to explain it. The story just kind of does it for me. I'm not all the way through, but I'm pretty far through the story now. And yeah, I really enjoy it. I'm really enjoying the mystery of what's going on in the world and the looting and the shooting, you know, which is great. But as I say, it came out on the 1st, and day one I probably got something like 4 hours straight gameplay before the servers started crapping out on me. And at first I thought it was my internet disconnecting. I'm on BT in the UK, British Telecom, which for broadband is not great, frankly. I mean, it depends on which area you're in, but in this area here, we only have copper wire to the house because we're sort of semi-rural, so we get pretty slow internet. Our cap is basically 30 megabytes down is the highest we can get. So I was thinking, oh, perhaps my internet's, you know, knocking me offline or something, but nope, it was all on their end. Everything on the internet on this end was fine. It was all their servers just dying over and over and then restarting and then dying over and over. And it got to a point where I was trying from early afternoon, I would say, sort of like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was trying to get online and I kept signing in. That was fine, but I could only stay on their server for like 5 minutes or 3 minutes or something like that. There was this point where I was breaking down some gear that I'd acquired for scrap, and I would break it down, get a little bit further on, and then the game would die. And of course it doesn't save you exactly as you were when the game crapped out, basically. So I broke down the same like 8 pieces of gear about 8 times trying to just get on, and it was a nightmare. It was awful. I just couldn't get on. I was seeing reports all over Reddit. I was seeing different YouTube people saying stuff, all sorts of issues where people just couldn't get on, and the crossplay stuff and the matchmaking and all that just was not having it. So then we moved on to like day 2, 2nd of April, and of course day 3 as well, and it was just kind of spotty. You know, you'd get an hour, then it would die. You'd get 2 hours, then it would die. But in between those, there was like 3 hours of just no connection whatsoever. And I think it's because, you know, they were fixing things. They were trying to restart stuff, you know, all that kind of stuff. So then we moved on to today, which is the 4th. And I started playing at about 11 a.m. and I managed to get all the way through till about 8 p.m., which was pretty good going. That's the longest stretch of game. I mean, obviously I stopped for food and all that in between, but it was the longest stretch of gameplay I've had, and I got really far doing it and had a good time, which is great, which is what I want to do on a single player game. And then of course, wouldn't you know it, my internet did actually go down. It actually disconnected me from BT for about 10 minutes, and then I thought, well, I should probably go and make some YouTube videos anyway, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm recording this on the 4th, and it's going to be the 5th when you hear this. So as you can see from the footage, it's I mean, I've tried to only show the early areas. I know my gear is kind of over leveled and higher up than you'd probably see, but I didn't want to spoil anything, so you're only seeing the earlier areas. But as of right now, the servers are stable and they are working, at least for me. I mean, really, to be fair, it shouldn't have this online requirement. Anyway, I said it in my last video. I won't go into the whole thing now, but I just don't understand why this game has an online requirement for what is essentially a single-player game with optional co-op. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I sort of theorized in the last video that perhaps this was originally, way back when, designed to be a live service, and they just weren't able to take that piece of coding out of the game without ruining the rest of it, maybe, so they had to keep it in. I really don't know. Let's just hope they don't pull an Activision and sneakily, you know, insert some microtransactions after the fact, because if they did that, oh, I'd be so mad. I would just completely disavow them and sell the game. I just wouldn't play it ever again. And of course, I'm aware I say that, but they wouldn't care. They've already got their money because I bought bought it, but I suppose it is what it is. But yeah, long story short, game's working right now. Haven't had any issues apart from my own internet dying, which is typical. And I hope you guys out there are having fun with it. Let me know if you picked it up. I'd be really interested to see if any of you are having similar problems to what I've had, or if it's been fine for you, or just how you're enjoying the game in general. Let me know down below in the comments, and if you're enjoying what I'm doing on this channel and you think I've deserved it, please do consider subscribing. It would really help me out. Also, leaving likes and commenting and all that stuff just gets my videos out there. It lets them get seen and suggested to more people, so it all helps really. Literally anything like that helps the channel immensely. But with all that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.